The first time you came, you were with your brother.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul. How would he feel about where you've got to now, and what would he be saying to you if he was still here?
That's a great question. I think this must have been the year I got nominated for my first NAACP Image Award. My wife threw this big party. We had a huge party. It was so great. He wasn't able to be there. He sent me this video, like telling me how proud he was of me. That's part of the reason there's a meme of me crying. That's what I was talking about, my brother not being here. He was alive then, but he was diagnosed with cancer. And we were very, very, very close. So he sent me this video that I have on my phone. I'll never delete it. And he was like, I'm proud of you, Kev. I'm proud of you. You know, I wish I could be there. He was crying. Super emotional person like me now. And I think as he aged, he got more emotional. Same thing with me. And him dying made me more emotional. But I think immense pride is what he would feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually probably would be here. Mm-hmm. He was a pull up and show up type of person. You know, I was just talking to my wife about that. Melissa and I, when he first got sick, the doctors were like, you need to not travel. You need to not. Like, he had to get his basically immune system had to start all over. He had to like get shots all over and stuff because they basically they wiped his hard drive. They were like, you can't travel for a year. He was like, I will do this. And he would go to his son's basketball games. He'd pull up to LA. It's probably 10, 12 different occasions. My sons came home from school and he was just in the living room. The last time we came to London, before the Ball brothers, him and his wife came. We went to Spain. We went to Amsterdam. He probably would be here. You know what I'm saying? And I think in my life recently, I've accepted more. The people who love us are never as far away as they feel. I didn't really think of death like that earlier in life, but I think I've accepted that they're closer than we think. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's just maybe even, it's more comforting to think that. First when I was a kid, I'm like, they're so far away in heaven or in hell. Either way, they're far away. But I now accept like a couple of my friends, just watching videos and maybe comforting myself. I think he's closer and still proud.
You talked about family there. You talked about your sons. How have you grown as a parent, especially over these last few years? Zeze going to college, Josiah getting older.
Yeah.
How have you grown as a parent, and what area do you still need to improve on?
I don't even know if I've grown. I don't think I'm any better. I probably tapped out skill-wise parenting when he was like 10.
Okay.
I'm not any better. I think parenting is phases, and I think the phase we're in now is you raise, you train, they grow, they are close, then you let go. Mm-hmm. We're in the phase that I was as a teenager too, where nothing with your parents is cool. Everything with your friends is cool. I do have the benefit of some things Melissa and I do with them are cool. Wrestling, still cool. Yeah, WrestleMania. So you take your wins where you can get them. You're not training your kids to live with you forever. So you're actually doing a poor job if they are not equipped to leave. Mm-hmm. So, but from the moment you have kids, somebody described it as it's like your heart living outside your body. And I think that's the best description I could come up with. He needs to learn how to drive and stuff, but then you're going to be on the road with them crazy people. So it's just like, you just like fully can't relax.
Yeah.
This is the first trip we've taken where we left them home by themselves, nobody watching them, because, if you're 19, brother, and you can't, brother, we messed up. If you can't stay, you scared, you don't know how to order milk, brother, we messed up. The hope is that they will grow, be able to leave the house and come back. Mm-hmm. But letting go is the tough part. Every phase has tough parts. I think letting go is the tough part. Yeah. Is the tough part one right now.
Have you become the father that you wanted to become when you were younger?
Yeah. My real dad wasn't a part of my life, but my stepdad was. So I had a great example of in the house parents. I wished my parents could have been more present at the things I was doing. Mm. That might have been my only note for them was like, I was out here hooping and y'all was like, nah, I ain't going to them games. So I've gone to more of my son's things than my parents have gone to of mine. But I also travel a lot for work, so I've also missed a lot. So I don't think there's a way you can get it perfectly right. But I think I've improved on my parents, and I hope my sons will improve on my parenting. But I don't think any kid will say my parents were perfect and they didn't do anything wrong. And if they do feel like that, then I feel like the parent didn't live a life for themselves. And I think for me, it's like, it's my life too. I have you, but also I can't lose 20 years of my life making sure you are perfect. Because then you're going to grow up and leave, and then I'm going to have nothing. And I ain't going to do that either. So I think I've done the best job I could at balancing both, and I hope they would agree. But they're going to go to therapy on something. I'm curious to see what they'll say, but you'll figure out a reason to be upset. I'm sure you will.